Y'all, we have time for just one more segment. And of course, this is our jam of the week. Oh, and we were speaking about bass lines earlier, and that's one you all know. Chris, I know you're a fan of smooth music, as I am, and this is, of course,
I like it smooth.
1982's Hall & Oates classic, Maneater.
Yes.
She's a man-eater.
Hear it now, ringing out across the Magic City.
Watch out, everyone. Here she comes. No, seriously. Here she comes. Watch out.
This is off of their album H2O,
Which I own.
1982.
Cassette and CD.
Hell yeah. I've got that one on vinyl. It's just two sweaty men about an inch from each other's faces, just
Yes.
staring each other down. It's really a tremendous album cover. And I hate to say it, they're...
Peak 80s homoeroticism.
Oh, yeah.
Peak 80s homoeroticism.
It's that one, and I think the album is called Centaur by Roger Daltrey, where he's a centaur,
Yeah.
and he's just got his fist raised to the sky.
Hall & Oates is just the Top Gun volleyball scene in music group form.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, Hall & Oates, they're kind of going through it right now.
Big time. It's very sad to see.
I was
contentious.
very,
As a child of the 80s, it hurts my
Carolina
heart.
XM turned me on to it on my Facebook page. It's like, no, not my sweet Daryl and John, no.
It's the 80s version of the Beatles being into it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, like, Hall & Oates, they're not a rap group.
Yeah.
They're not a rock group.
You
Like,
gotta-
they're beefing?
Yeah.
If they're not,
what?
I look at Hall & Oates like I look at a married couple who's been together for 30 years and gets divorced. If you can't hold it together,
Right.
what's the hope for the rest of us?
Well, you see, like, two, like, 56-year-olds, like, we're getting divorced. It's like, what?
Yeah. Well, it also just seems
Haven't
like...
y'all been married 37 years?
Yeah.
It also just seems like a thing that should have happened in, like, 1990.
I know that it seemed too late. Now, here's the thing, and I read a little more about this because the word restraining order was used. So the restraining order didn't mean like Daryl said, John better not touch me. But there's a restraint. So they have their musical library. John Oates apparently wants to sell part of it.
Yeah.
He wants to sell his half.
His half.
He wants
Yeah.
to sell the part he owns.
And so the restraining order is against the sale, not against
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Still disappointing. Still sad.
Yeah. Well, and
They're my
it's-
favorite duo. They're my favorite band. I love
they
Hall & Oates.
fucking rule.
They are
and
the
it's-
greatest duo
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
in
and
music history.
it's kind of what's happening now with a lot of these groups. Like, Bob Dylan sold his entire collection to Columbia.
Yeah.
And it's a thing now. It's almost like the reverse mortgage of pop music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
where-
it's big business.
Yeah, like people getting kind of up there in age, and it's like, hey, how would you like a shit fuck ton of money to have no control over your music
Right
ever again?
Yeah,
And,
but it's different
right
when you're
now.
solo. When you solo,
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
person you're disappointing is your fans.
Right.
But when two people are together, you can't do that.
Well,
Especially when it's like let that man sell his half.
yeah.
Like I get like why you might want to vet who he's selling it to.
Yeah.
So you gonna get it bad, like you don't want the mafia involved in your music, but like
Yeah.
you can't. That dude owns this. It's essentially like trying to stop him from selling his house. This is his.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can only control your controlling interest in this. His 50% is he could fucking donate that shit to charity if he want to.
Yeah.
Well, it's a damn shame, folks. But
is
nonetheless,
a shame.
we're going to talk about Maneater here. This video.
Oh, this is gonna be this is gonna be the most upbeat, sad divorce motherfucker song comment section you've ever
my
heard in your
goodness.
goddamn life.
Oh.
It's gonna be that, and the other side is strictly going to be women who were man eaters in their time.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's it.
Yep.
Not a lot of pills and alcohol, just random shit.
Just
But a lot of
emotions.
pills and alcohol with motherfuckers who were spit out after being chewed up or chewing up so bad in the 80s, buddy.
Something.
This song has 246 million views, 34,214 comments, and y'all, I read every goddamn last one of
No.
them.
Let me tell you about Maneater, son.
Yeah.
1987. Cheryl Crimps.
You pretty much nailed it.
She's your real mom.
First
She
up,
left us when you were just a babe.
Weird ass references.
first up,
Took her to see Loverboy. What?
golden earring too. They were there.
You made a golden earring reference.
First,
Suez Canal and golden earring. It's what a time to be alive.
first up, RS 1645 from 3 weeks ago. I want to play the saxophone solo in the song early in the morning when it's not too many people outside, just for the echo. I want to wake up all the neighbors with the saxophone. I remember a Jamaican man playing the flute.
What?
Early in the morning in my neighborhood when I was younger. It sounded so amazing. He'd walk around every morning playing the flute. It's just a beautiful sound with the echo.
What's that?
So this guy, 3 weeks ago, woke up and was like, God damn, that echo. That Jamaican guy got such an amazing
Jamaican
echo
guy
in the
with
morning.
with his flute.
I want to play Maneater and wake up the fucking
That is
neighborhood.
such two different tones of sound. Waking up to a flute echoing through your neighborhood
Yes.
sounds like you woke up in heaven.
I will
Waking
say
up
this.
to a motherfucker playing the shit out of the saxophone
And specifically this song.
sounds terrifying.
Jamaican Echo is my favorite flavor of Rip It energy drink.
I drink that and Cozumel Fun back to back, and I read YouTube comments.
Now I know. Cozumel thought we got to get a Jamaican dude on the flute.
MRB 239 from 3 weeks ago. You young kids are a trip.
Here we go.
Play Mario like me. Pokemon. Little babies are millennials.
What?
I don't know. I just love play
Why are
Mario
they
like
so
me.
incoherent? I want anyone do spell check or just edit.
Is this dude a vinyl purist, but for like video games?
But for video games, yeah. ColecoVision or get the fuck
This is
out.
a 63-year-old man who's just like, millennials are like,
Me.
and the oldest, they're in their 40s. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
youngest, they're like 28, 29.
Yeah.
Like, that's to be like you fucking millennials and your goddamn PS3s. Like, play Mario and
You
Pokemon.
38-year-old millennials with your
Yeah.
mortgages. You don't understand my
Like, this
life.
dude he didn't get into video games till he was like, Pokemon isn't that old
Yeah.
in terms of video games.
Also, if you're a millennial, that's literally what you played. Like that hit when I was in 7th grade. I
Like,
think.
this dude might be 56 and he's just like, Pokemon and Mario Brothers, that's where it's at for video games. It's like, you got the video games when you were 31, buddy.
Yeah.
That's when Pokemon hit in the late 90s. you were in your 30s.
This next one, there was a lot of stuff like this. So I'm just going to let this one guy speak for all of these people. Boy Sean from 2 years ago.
Boy, Sean.
This is my ex's favorite song. ... I fucking hate her. That's there were so many like that on
He
this
needs
thing.
to go to therapy.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
an ex and this is your favorite song, both of y'all are in your 50s at least, and you're too old to be feeling
Yeah.
like this and doing this on YouTube.
Yeah. This guy,
You
I'm
need some group therapy.
this guy I'm a little worried about. J Rock from 8 days ago. I'm outside with my kitties right now, sipping a cold cranberry, Henny, and tequila mix. And it's 30-something degrees outside.
Yeah.
Like, go
See.
inside.
I'm outside with my pet kitties. I'm drinking Hennessy and cranberry
And tequila.
and tequila, and it's 30 degrees outside. That is a cry for help. That man is standing over something.
Narado,
I will
I'd
say
love
somebody.
to come hang out with you, man, but I gotta walk the kitty.
I gotta walk. I gotta take the kid. Where you doing? I got the kitties out at the park.
I get my leashes out, Mr. Fluffernutter, Rum Tum Tupkins, and Ladybug. We all walk out in the park. Sorry, I'd love to come out with you, Narada, but I gotta walk the kitty.
I'm
That dude is
just,
standing over some kind of body that he's dismembered. I don't know if it's human or animal.
is that, I'm not much of a drinker. Is cranberry, Hennessy, and tequila a thing people drink?
It is not.
That
No,
seems crazy.
It's
I've never heard
Cognac
of that.
and tequila together seems insane.
I've
It
never heard
sounds
of
like
that.
you were carrying all three and fell down a flight of stairs.
It sounds like a dare.
Yeah, only person who refers to their pet cats as kitties
Yeah.
would drink some shit like that.
Deborah Wood from 5 years ago. I am a
She's a
stone.
man-eater.
I'm a stone cold classic 70s hard rock fan, but for some reason, I love this shit. I am old and crippled now, but I still see myself in a long black full circle skirt with a split up to my yaya and
What?
and a bodysuit that plunged down to my yaya. Sparkling
God.
disco balls. Seriously, any of y'all remember that? And silly drinks like Mai Tai and Singapore slings. Didn't take long for me to get back to tequila shots and cold beer.
She wrote that from a nursing home.
I know.
She just made some references. That's a woman who went to Studio 54 while she was in college.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 75-year-old woman right there, buddy.
I just, I love that she.
Full circle skirt
Yeah.
up to my yaya.
Yeah. She says yeah twice in this, which is just fantastic.
I'm a stone cold. I love those people. They're the weirdest motherfuckers on the planet, but I love people who just a specific era of music just reached into their fucking souls.
Yeah.
And tied it in a knot with itself.
Yeah.
And they just won't move past. I'm a 70s classic rock fan. And
Yeah.
for some reason, I love this. It's just music, lady.
It literally-
you like music.
It's from 3 years after the music. You
Music
like-
doesn't
yeah.
have a decade. Music is like right in 2023, you can hear a song from the 1960s for the first time.
Yeah.
And just be like, that shit rocks.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, I'm not really into 60s music.
Yeah.
But this shit is banging.
Yeah. Well, and especially it's like, you're not going to believe this, but I really like Black Sabbath and Hall & Oates.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's just what people like.
That means she was hesitant to get into Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it wasn't made in the 70s.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Deborah and her yaya. This one is Ree Jackson from one day ago, so
Jackson.
hot off the
That's a
presses.
freak right there.
The person who sent this song to me confuses Maneater with being turned off by hyper-cautious cheaters who monger whores.
I told you.
If a man plays his cards right, I'll definitely eat him the fuck up.
I told you that was a freak.
All right.
Ree
Somebody
Jackson.
needs to call her. I'm sorry. I'm
Ree
in love.
Jackson. Ree Jackson is the name that all like today we know them as OnlyFans girls. But in the 70s and 80s, that was the name of like women who weren't in porn or strippers, but who had the reputation of doing porn and stripper things and were famous for it. Like Charo. This is like 80s Charo. Ree Jackson. That's so exotic for 1984.
I like that it starts with the person who sent me this. So presumably somebody texted her a link to this song, and instead of texting them back was like, oh no, I'm going to the comments to address my thoughts on your
Quickly.
sending me this. This one is Jonathan Lewis from 3 years ago. I remember when this came out. I was in high school and my mother wouldn't let me play the record because she thought it was about oral sex, and I had to explain to her that the protagonist was a whore and not necessarily a dick sucker.
Jesus Christ. You talk about splitting hairs.
Also, with your mother.
She's not sucking dick, mom. She's a whore. Like, what? And what do whores do? That's what the argument, like, that's where they reach the stalemate, but that's what they argue about for the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because that's like, that is a circle argument just in and of itself.
Yeah.
It's not about a woman sucking dick, mom. It's about a woman who's a whore. It's just like, that's the same thing. And they just spent 2 hours going, no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
This one is Israel Lopez from 3 years ago. This song came to my mind last night when we were video chatting. She turned the camera away so I couldn't see, and then started oral sexing Mr. Buckwheat Hudson. And she thought she was hurting me, but it only showed how boozy she is. Amber, you have no self-respect for yourself and makes easy to get over you. Also, lay off the meth.
I don't think he's over it.
Okay, so I looked this up because I was like, maybe this is a reference to something I don't know. Best I could tell, the only person in history, according to Google, that is named Buckwheat Hudson was a journalist for a newspaper in Dayton, Ohio in the 70s. There was a guy who wrote a regular column named Buckwheat Hudson.
Well, that's not too far removed from when Jerry Springer was mayor of
Yeah.
Cincinnati. And was writing government checks to prostitutes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So that actually tracks a journalist in Dayton, Ohio, getting blown on the earliest form
Yeah.
of sex tapes.
Yeah.
And in front of this turned the computer. That dude must have been the top fucking journalist in the Midwest to have webcam capabilities.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Fascinating.
Got a couple more here. Lee Papas from 1 year ago.
Pop.
And this is written like Iron Sheik's Twitter. Fuck the Hall & Oates concerts and them singing when they're old as fuck. This is where they had the sound of perfection. Any other different sound? Fuck it, as I've heard. That's all caps, by the way.
Yeah, fuck you, Hall & Oates, for aging.
Yeah.
How could you guys go and get old on me?
Why? Why did you get old
Why
on
did
Lee
you die
Papas?
in 1988 so I wouldn't have to sit through concerts? Like, these dudes are like 49. This isn't Hall & Oates. They sound like grown-ass men. This sucks.
This one is Mr. Alan Robin from 8 years ago. To all, and this is all caps, to all ye who care to know, this song was written about my ex-wife, Sue Barker /Roberts /Runge /Dodson of Madras, Oregon.
The hell's a root?
I think that's a last
Oregon.
name. At some point, she was Miss Runge of Madras, Oregon. Biggest slut ever.
Well, yeah, she lived in a fucking part of Oregon nobody gives a fuck about.
Got to do something. Pass the time away.
She broke a good, honest man's heart. Beware to all who enter the Coldwell Banker Realtor in Madras, Oregon. There she is, a man-eater.
Called her. Wow. That's a call.
Place of
That's
work.
brutal. Brutal.
I got to look up Madras, Oregon right now.
You gonna go on a tour?
I want to go.
You on a tour?
Yeah, we
but
gotta-
that's wild.
We
But
gotta-
they ain't got no tow truck museum.
We got to go to the Coldwell Banker and see what's up with this lady.
Yeah, I need a house.
Yeah.
Oh, get this. It's in Jefferson County,
Okay. All right.
It's Kismet. Meant to be.
and it has a population of 7,456.
So she married everybody in the town, I guess.
Here, check this out. Here's the notable people. There's three. The first one, Jacob Ellsbury, the old baseball player.
Oh, okay.
Born in 1983. I know Jacob Ellsbury.
Okay.
Boyd R. Overholtz,
Whoa.
1909 to 1966, attorney and state legislator. And this third one is going to fuck you up.
Okay.
Born in 1970, died in 1993. River Phoenix.
Whoa.
Actor born in Madras.
Wow.
Wow.
No shit. Okay.
Man.
Oh, their sister city is Tomi Nagano, Japan.
Oh, okay. I'd rather go there, I think.
I want to see Madras. I
We
want
have
to
a
see this
sister
lady.
city. We
I
have,
want to see this lady who got married 5 times and kept all the names. She's got like 6 hyphens in her name.
I forgot what Birmingham's sister city in Japan is. We have one.
Joey Owens from 4 years ago. I know a man-eater or two that actually killed their men. They're them bitches from the bayou. They think they're green, but they got a yellow stripe straight through their soul. Horrible. And he spelled horrible WHORE hyphen IBLE.
I got to tell
is
you,
that
I'm not
green
on his
reference?
side, but I will high five that reference. That's a cool ass, horrible emphasis on
What's
the
the
whole.
green reference? If she's yellow, I see that's cowardice. What's the green reference?
Yeah, they think they're
envious?
green.
Yeah.
But they think they're brand new to this.
Yeah.
But they're cowards deep down inside. Like, what the
Ooh,
fuck
I
does
tell you
that
what,
mean?
you gotta watch out for that man eater. She come out the swamp all green, but
Yeah.
she yellow inside.
And he ends by saying,
She pours that Chardonnay sauce on you, and she eat you up alive. I swear.
and he ends by saying, I know what y'all have done. So,
Oh, you know the secret?
yeah.
The women are throwing bodies to the gators down
Yeah.
there, apparently.
Them bodies in the swamp.
Literal man eaters.
She eat only part of the man. She wasteful. she throw the rest of the swamp. The gator get it.
Yeah, that's good for the gumbo.
This is a dramatization. This is a TV dramatization of the song Amos Moses.
This person just seems upset. Hoffer 54 from 6 years ago. I've got a granddaughter living with us temporarily, air quotes.
He already knows.
She is definitely one of those man-eaters. Very beautiful. The men grovel over her. She thinks everyone else should. Is a bartender, so it is a constant. I detest women like this, and I can't wait to get my empty nest back. But my wife is scared to death of the empty nest. Thank you for posting this, though. Great song.
Thank you for posting this.
Thanks, Hall & Oates. I'm insane.
I'm
Polite.
so glad you decided to throw this up on YouTube, Hall and or Oates, because it's the perfect way for me to express what's going on in my life. That's a church going, God fearing granddad right there, buddy.
Yeah.
And that dude does not like his granddaughter being a whore.
No, hell
He
no.
says she's a man-eater and a bartender, so it's constant. That means that man raised like 7 children in that house.
Yeah.
They have all moved on.
Yeah.
And now his granddaughter's coming in there at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, 4 days a week with a new dude, fucking waking everybody up an hour too early with the sucking and fucking, and he is tired of it.
Oh my goodness.
And finally,
Different run of tattooed necks in his fucking kitchen every time he gets up in the middle of the night. He's tired of that shit.
and finally, Annie Foreman from 1 year ago. It does bring back that kind of a stinging sense of nostalgia, but the facts remain. She's still eating men every day, raw, and I'm not her. She'll eat me alive too, though. My dog, my cat, my house, my karma, pig, my goat, my medical degree, and animals and humans, my real estate license. And now I'm like, oh shit, is this the Caldwell Banker realtor? Says, this bitch ate me alive and spit me out, and she thinks she won, but maybe I am a man-eater. But I'm not going to eat a man. I like a man. I want a man around me all the time. Everybody else could just kind of stay away. I don't even want that. My husband, Justin, and then it just ends. And I'm like, oh no, she died. She died while typing that.
Wait, that was a woman?
Annie Foreman.
Okay.
Yeah.
When the way it was going,
Yeah.
I thought it was. Yeah.
I thought it was a dude
Me too.
who got burned by a woman.
Yeah.
And now he's just coming out of the closet like, jokes on her. I'm not heartbroken about her leaving. I don't want women to be around me anyway. I like dudes.
Yeah. I just like
Thank you for pushing me to live my truth.
I just like that she broke at some point and said animals, humans, and my real estate license.
Yeah, she's a Renaissance woman.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a real estate license.
She's got medical.
And she types her stutter.
2 medical
got
degrees.
an MT.
Yep.
She also has a veterinary
Pigs,
medicine
goats,
degree.
karma.
And she runs a farm.
Yep.
And this woman ate her up and spit her out, so she was experimenting.
Oh, well, that is, of course, the very coherent comments for Maneater by Hall & Oates, our jam of the week.